So step one, put the jeans on inside out, right? I have them on inside out, as you can see. These are the 90s boot cut style, so these American Eagle jeans. And I want them to sit like right here, because I want my tattoo to show. So I want them to sit pretty low, like right here. So what you're gonna do, grab your crotch, like go in, I'm gonna grab it. Like really grab your shit and see like where it's sitting. I need these to be like here, right? Okay, so now that you have this part, this is really the main part that you want to mark off. So I have this white pencil. The way that it's gripped, the back comes over my butt, so it's like a little bit more fabric on that side, on the back side. I hope it makes sense. It's a little bit more fabric on the back side. You're not gonna need as much in the front because you don't have like a butt that it's coming over. Right? Give it a little give. I'm not like some seam allowance is what it's called. So I'm not gonna go right. I could like start it right here where the zipper part starts. I'm gonna come down just a little bit. So I'm gonna have it like right here. That's where I put a little line where I have that mark. And with this, so for the back part, I'm gonna mark the same thing. Hold my hand here. So I'm coming like this, and I'm just gonna mark across. So I'm doing a line in the front where it would meet. I'm doing a line across in the back. Along with that in the front, I made the little U shape for how it needs to like sit on my legs. Oh God, I hope this makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Let me take these off. I'm gonna show you the marks I made and then maybe it will make a little bit more sense then. Next, we need to line up. You can see the mark here that I made for the crotch. And then the back part is here. Right? The main part, okay, how I was trying to explain before, you're gonna need more fabric in the back because it's coming over your butt than in the front. So the main thing we wanna do is just make sure that this is lined up, right? On that seam. This lined up and that's all straight and stuff. I am going to pin it where it needs to meet in the front and the back. So I'm gonna take this pin. Okay, yeah, and it's meeting on the same side where I need it in the back. I can see the white line. You probably can't see it, but this is where my white line is. So what I'm gonna do, so with that pinned across, okay, so now we know where it needs to meet in the front and in the back. That part is lined up. Now, we need to make it like veer off, gradually line it back up with the pant leg of the jeans, right? You need room for your crotch, and I usually take about like 3 inches. Like I make sure I have like 3 inches across in space, and then I veer off. So I'm going to take this again. That's the middle. So it really just needs to be like a 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'm gonna start from this side. Make sure it's kind of straight there, and then 1.5. That's literally how like bar needs to come off. It ain't gonna be exactly 3 inches, but about like, you know, about that's how long it needs to be. Okay, so now it gotta gradually come back into that pant leg. This is gonna have to come down. This side, like that, kind of. Okay, so with this, you're just gonna sew like that. Now that we have the across part, like the crotch part, right, I need to make sure that it's gonna flow into the leg pant properly. I folded the pants in half. This is the main part you wanna make sure it's lined up right. I put the pin back in as to where it needs to meet, and I looked over, just make sure that it lines up with that white mark that I made on the back there. This is it opened up, as you can see. I have it lined up on both sides. It's ending about the same spot here, okay? This is the part that we need, about 3 inches wide. So if you wanna go in and like draw a line and mark it, you can, if that would be easier. I just finished this, accidentally forgot to press record, and obviously I'm not a perfect sewer, okay? So you can see that, but this is what we have so far, and I am gonna go back and reinforce it at some point, but right now let me just take this off and see if it fits properly. So yeah, we have that little part in the middle with that crotch part and down on both sides, and then we pull it together and see that it ends at the same point, which is exactly what we wanted. So we have the pants here. You can see where I made the brown line. It looks pretty good to me. What is this going to get? So now we need to take all of this fabric, and I know it's scary. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to cut, but you need to cut it because that's what's going to make it like not so bulky anymore. And we can start off, we don't have to start big. Let's just make a little slit right here first, something like that. I'm gonna go through and just cut down. right on the line, just in case I do need to go back in and fix this. You know, I have space to be able to do that. We'll go like that. So then we're left with this right here. You could just leave it maybe like this and go in, and we can just like pin this part down in the middle, or like so, you know, however you want really. But I'm gonna just cut it like this for right now, and I'm gonna try it on. Okay, so after cutting it, I felt like it was just a little tight on my legs, and if this happens to you, it's not the end of the world. That's why I went in and cut like right here on the seam. So I'm just gonna go in a little bit more from the first stitch that I made. I'm gonna keep this part, right, because the height is perfect. Like the height is, so far it's 7 inches, and I said like that's what my low waist, like that's where I usually want it to fall for me. So I'm just gonna go in up here to the same spot and then just follow it down. I'm not gonna take this stitch out until I'm done with this second stitch, so I can just be sure that, you know, that's what I want. Starting from right here. Now for this side, I needed to veer off in the same kind of direction. Okay, so you see that's the second line that I have made. Now I'm gonna go in that first one and I'm gonna unstitch it on the sides here. Again, I'm just gonna rip this one. So I'm gonna start down here actually and just rip.